Hello guys and welcome back to the MPGL, the Mineski Pro Gaming League Season 6, the Southeast Asian qualifier between Rave and Insidious Idol. This is the group stage, so two groups, 4 teams in each. 2 teams of course advance from each group to the playoffs. And, well, we are in game number 2 as Insidious Idol. They took game number 1 so damn fast. I think it was like a 30-minute GG, but we are HeflaTV. My name is Coucher and I am joined by Whiplash.
Man, I think 30 minutes may even be too long for what happened in the last game. It felt like a lot faster than that. Yeah, there was a lot of action, but still it was just Rave trying to make big plays, and then it fell a little bit too short, and things just didn't work out for them in the end. They were forced to put up a pretty fast GG, but maybe Rave will kind of move back to a more standard draft or something they're a little bit more comfortable with. They do pick up the Nature's Prophet as well as the Ember Spirit, 2 heroes that Rave are very comfortable with. I think they've ran the Nature's Prophet almost every single game they've played so far today, and I know that both Jo as well as Ninja Boogie are very comfortable on the Ember Spirits. So both of those heroes, I think, already an improvement over the mid-wisp that we saw last game from Rave that just didn't really work out too well for them in the end.
Yeah, it definitely did not, and well, I mean, Nature's Prophet, it has had mixed results for Rave at the moment. I think they won the first game against Milk with the Nature's Prophet. Second game, they didn't have it. Now, in the first game against Insidious Idol, they got the Nature's Prophet again. Didn't really actually get into play at all because the game just ended way too fast. As Insidious Idol, once again, they grabbed the Shadow Shaman for themselves. And I do believe this is the first Razor we are seeing this day.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised considering how prevalent Razor has been in the meta. Mixed results depending on which team you see them play on. I think Vici Gaming as well as Evil Geniuses tended to do the best with this hero when it came to the International 4, but of course this is C Dota, Southeast Asian Dota, plus Korea, I suppose, since the Rave boys are technically living in Korea. I do like their lineup so far though, from II. This is giving them a lot of team fight, as well as some push power. Rave, though, they still have some decent picks as well. It's going to come down to the other heroes they pick up. This is not enough to really determine who's going to have the big edge.
Yeah, it's definitely not enough, at least not at this point in time. Rave might be looking for semi-death ball push. Nature's Prophet off lane, Ember Spirit, either mid or safe lane. Might be even going for like a Death Prophet now on top of this. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised that we haven't seen the Death Prophet at all. It has gotten banned in some of the games, but it's just such a strong hero. Just having the silence and with the exorcism killing absolutely everybody.
That's true. Actually, the Death Prophet pickup would be insane in II's lineup. That would be pretty darn scary. I would not want to fight against that. So we'll see if they actually manage to pick it up. So far, a few more bans coming out, both the Skywrath as well as the Doom put to the wayside. And we have Rave banning out that Treant Protector, as well as the Tinker. So, just more heroes that both teams are not really comfortable fighting against or don't want to deal with being removed from the equation. And Rave pick up the Rubik as a 3rd pick. What do you think about them picking him up as the first support here, Capshore?
I mean, Rubik overall isn't a bad pick, although at the moment I don't see any huge like spells to be stolen. I mean, yes, stealing anything from the Shadow Shaman can be great, but definitely nothing too game breaking, at least not yet. Maybe they are expecting something to come out like an Enigma or something crazy like that.
Maybe an Enigma could work. By the way, I know there's some mic issues going on, guys, so I apologize about that. Is it still really bad right now, Couchshore?
Yeah, it's messing up a little bit. Actually, I can, in theory, try if I can hear you from the in-game. So drop the Skype and just go from the Steam one, although I have no idea how good of a quality it is. We can try, though. I mean, it can't really hurt.
Okay. I guess so. If not, I mean, I have different things beyond Skype that we can try for the next series if you want to mess around with that. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and adjust some things real quickly.
Yeah, I'll just close Skype so it won't be double. Well, won't hear double of you, I guess. So we'll try out the in-game one. Just sorry guys for those little technical difficulties. We are half a world apart and I'm not too sure if I can even hear him or if I should hear him. I have no idea. I have... Voice volume is on. Mute co-processors, nope. So, I just go for the draft. Maybe at some point I will start hearing him. So once again, sorry guys for those small difficulties. We are in the draft as Rave, picking up a puck for themselves. And, oh, I do hear you. I hear you typing, so...
Oh, okay, I'm here, by the way. Can you hear me now?
You're a little bit low on volume, otherwise it sounds good. So if you can either just increase your microphone volume or at the threshold. Can you hear me properly?
0.5. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Am I any better now? Yay, nay?
Not really, wait, I'll just try to... If I increase my master volume...
Is this any better?
Oh, wait, I'll do a little switching around. Increasing master
Hello?
volume.
No, I can't hear you that well.
Oh man. Okay, so is it fine now, hopefully? Or...
I can hear you.
So, it should be fine now. I do hope people hear you
Okay.
normal enough as well. If you can just talk a
Alright,
little bit.
well, if it turns out...
I
Alright,
think
well,
it's
if it
fine now.
turns out that it's a big enough issue... Okay. If it's a big enough issue, like, I can always just pop out and you can solo cast the rest of it. Sorry guys, apparently the internet connection between Korea and Lithuania is not the best, as Skype likes to remind us, so... in the future, we'll try to go ahead and fix this. Maybe use a program other than Skype. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about these drafts so far. So already we have the Puck as well as Ancient Apparition and Elder Titan picked up, since we were kind of talking about. This is interesting. I'm guessing this is going to be a safe lane Ember Spirit, mid Puck, off lane Nature's Prophet from Rave, which means that Ninja Boogie will be playing the Ember Spirit, and they have done this before. They've run him both safe lane and the mid lane, and they have also picked up the little Shrek as their final pick. So what do you think about all this magical damage that they're bringing to the board?
Well, it is always nice to just have a decent amount of burst, of course, from Magic, but going into the late game, they might be just completely stopped by a couple of PKBs. Razor, definitely the candidate for one. And overall, the thing with me is they have to get close. Ember Spirit, of course, can do so rather easily, as can the Puck and even Nature's Prophet TPing in. Because otherwise, Elder Titan, he's actually really good at just split pushing with that Astro Spirit of his. And Ancient Apparition, sending the Ice Blast flying, and actually, that combo between the two heroes, it can be just extremely devastating if the Natural Order is on the heroes while the Ice Blast connects.
Yeah, and in addition to that, just their team fight's looking pretty darn scary overall. Ravens will have some solid team fight, but they're definitely a lot more squishy. They do have two very elusive heroes in both the Ember Spirit as well as the Puck. But, I mean, the burst is here, and they have a lot of potential ways to kind of disable their enemies. So we'll see what Insidious Idol decides to do with their last pick. I'm feeling like it's some type of a mid-hero at this point. They've already got their supports, the Shadow Shaman as well as the Apparition, Elder Titan, probably in that off lane. They could also run Razor mid as well and just go for a safe lane carry pickup. It's up to II.
Oh, wow.
And it's a sniper follow. Yeah, whoa. Alright, man, what's going on here, Couchshore?
To be honest, to me it feels like a really risky pick because the Puck and the Ember Spirit can just completely jump and get into the sniper's face rather easily without Insidious Idol most likely being able to do anything about it. So it's just up to Insidious Idol to completely protect the sniper in this case, man. Otherwise, I do believe sniper is maybe a little bit underutilized. And I mean, Assassinate with Astral Spirit does a lot of damage with the Natural Order being there from the Elder Titan. Shrapnel, of course, overall a pretty good ability in both pushing yourself as well as counter pushing. So, I mean, I like the pickup, but I am afraid that he just might get wrecked by the Puck jumping in or Ember.
When it comes to if Sniper actually plays against Ember Spirit in kind of a 1v1 scenario, like they're laning against each other without too much other people interfering, the Ember Spirit actually can have trouble against a good Sniper. And in the later stages, he can, like, just with all of the procs from his passive ability, it's actually really annoying to play Ember Spirit against a well-farmed Sniper. So I think they're strong against each other at different stages in the game. Ember probably peaking out when he hits level 6 and until the sniper gets like a really good item or two. But before then, he can be pretty weak, and then maybe in the later stages, he can have some difficulty against the snipers. So, I agree with you. It's kind of a risky pickup, but we'll see how they end up doing the laning as far as that hero is concerned.
Yeah, most likely at least from the player low role combinations. Shagasaurus should be playing the offlane on the Elder Titan. Ysera most likely mid lane and just Sniper, Ancient Apparition, Shadow Shaman on the save. But to be honest, I mean, I wouldn't really even mind a Sniper aggressive tri-lane with Shadow Shaman and an Ancient Apparition. The Sniper's range in combination with that Chilling Touch, it can be just so devastating.
It certainly can. Well, looks like Sniper's finally gotten in-game and loaded, so shall we do some introductions here, Couchshore?
I think we should, so pick your team. The choice is yours.
Alright. I'll go ahead and pick up Rave just because I know them a little bit better. So I'll start off with the Dire this time around. We have the puck being played by Jo, so that will be a mid lane puck from the look of things. As the off-lane Nature's Prophet, that will be Chrissy. Moving over to the safe lane, we have Ninja Boogie playing the Ember Spirit with some help in support from the Rubik, who's played by Rior. And then finally, we have Cast on the Leshrac as support as well in the top lanes. So overall, their laning situation is looking much more standard than game number 1.
Yeah, it most definitely is. Insidious Idol, I mean, although they picked up the Sniper, I guess their laning is rather standard as well. Not taking the chance of going for an aggressive tri-lane, and well, when I actually thought a bit longer about it and what they would be up against, just telekinesis into Leshrac Split Earth is actually really hard to play against because you might just have one hero killed off immediately. And well, some cats are on fire or stuck in trees because we have pauses.
The players are being good sports about things, despite technical issues running all around. Not just us, not just the teams, but both of us. Fish on fire, GG. I don't even know how that's happened. It must be literally a fish out of the water. And, okay, the pause is being undone. And the game will get underway. So, predictions, man? What do you think based on these lineups and how the lanes are going to kind of turn up?
Crap. I mean, me messing with the sound. It's the horn. It was so extremely loud just now into my ears. Hopefully the viewers won't get their ear blown off, but based on the draft, I actually favor Insidious Idol a little bit here. In Rave, they probably have more leeway as far as just execution goes, but I do believe Insidious Idol is gonna come out ahead. So, what are your predictions?
Will rest on how. I think a lot of it depends on how well the sniper does. If he gets a good amount of farm, there's no ganks that really hit him, and he just becomes a monster in the earlier stages, and this Ember Spirit can't really take advantage of that time frame where the Ember Spirit's weak, then it can work out really well. Top lane, they did have a lift onto the Elder Titan, but the Split Earth was not able to connect. So Ember Spirit or Elder Titan, he's A-okay in that top lane, but still, I mean, Elder Titan's a very easy hero to kind of get bullied out of the lane,
mid lane, the shackles, they connect as well.
Dedicated support, but mid lane,
Oh,
well, we'll see if Puck and Jaunt's away. Oh, just barely 21 hit points. Whoa. Close but no cigar.
Way too close for comfort there, and I mean, the funny thing is, illusory orb into the maximum range plasma field of the Razor. Oh man, well, Razor is like, oh goddamn 20 HP, are you kidding me right now? But still, he can't really come up close now, and he's forced to actually buy a healing self straight up. So that delays his bottle, of course, and well, just some extra gold wasted as well, whereas Razor can just freely farm up the entire time.
It already looks like Razor will have quite the easy time in this lane, even more so due to the fact that Jo was forced to get a healing salve just so he can stay in the lane. His bottle really is delayed by a lot, so this is somewhat unfortunate for the Puck. A hero that really does like to use that bottle up so he can kind of spam out his spells, keep the lane pushed when he wants, and have some survivability if needed. The haste rune will get picked up by Rior. And I don't really think any follow-up can happen. It'll just be a little bit of right-click harassment onto the Razor. Nothing beyond that. And now,
Elder Titan, he's not moving
Rubik
back at
heading
the
to the
moment.
top lane. Uh-oh, he's actually in big trouble. The chains will connect onto him. Nature's Prophet pointing to the top lane. And ET, he's trying to run in the opposite direction, but there's 4 members on him. Can he actually teleport away in time? Oh, the Split Earth misses, but there's a little bit of body blocking. A second chains, and there's your first blood.
Yeah, I mean, TP away would have been, I think, just a waste of a TP. He wouldn't have been able to make it back to the lane as fast. He knew that there was both the split turf as well as the telekinesis and change coming off cooldown as well. Way too many things, but of course one positive now is that there is no Nature's Prophet on this bottom lane, so Sniper has free farm. And you're getting your
Shadow Shaman.
clicky through too much. Clicky.
Too much
Got
clicky.
them mechanical keyboards, man.
Alright. They're great for gaming, not so great for casting, unfortunately. So I'll just use my mouse to the best of my ability. Then I won't click around, and hopefully that'll eliminate that issue.
And by the way, why do you actually think that Chagasaurus even got caught like that? Because mid lane Razor, Ysera, he must have seen Rubik pick up the haste rune, but not calling it out. I was like, yeah, Elder Titan probably just going back over.
Yeah. I honestly, I think it was just a simple misplay. He didn't realize it was coming from him so fast. By the way, look at how much this puck is being bullied out of the lane by Razor. 49 damage stolen. Razor's just said, you know what, puck, get out of this lane. You're going to miss out on some experience. And yeah, the mid lane not looking too good whatsoever for Jo. He just is going to really, scrunge around for the few last hits here and there, but Nature's Prophet could actually be the target of a gank, a little bit out of range of the Shadow Shaman, so he's okay for the time being, but there is a lot of danger for both of these offlaners to simply get easily picked off in these tri-lane scenarios.
Yeah, it's definitely would have been scary if he would have gone just like a step or two further. But bottom lane, it's being pressured a little bit. Shrapnel coming out, and actually is he maxing it? Yes, he is. Sniper. Maxing Shrapnel, that's actually a build most snipers don't go for. But the Shrapnel actually does a surprising amount of damage, and the slow is pretty nice as well, and both catching up as well as just bringing down the towers as we can see.
No, it's actually a really good zoning ability as well. I guess people were just so used to never using the ability, but I am glad to see snipers use it a little bit more. Look at this tower, the fortifications being used on it. We'll see if they can actually get the deny. Rior's joined Chrissy in the bottom lane. We'll see if he can actually do anything and get a deny. It looks like no! The sniper just narrowly nabs the last hit there. So, small victory for II. And Sniper will now pick up his phase boost. His farm is looking pretty darn good so far.
Yeah, it's definitely not too bad, and I mean, just getting a tower last hit, it was actually pretty damn crucial. If it had gotten denied, the Sniper wouldn't have had his phase boost probably even finished by this point in time. As well as overall getting so much more global gold because of it. And just all due to the fact that Sniper's right click animation is pretty much instant once it actually goes from his gun to actually shooting out the bullet.
Oh, indeed it is. So beyond that though, there hasn't really been too much action. It feels like both teams are a little bit more conservative this time around. And, I mean, rightfully so. They both just have the kind of standard tri-lanes. They want to get as much farm on their hard carries as possible. Both Ember Spirit as well as Sniper aren't the best heroes when they don't really have any farm to their name. So I can understand why they're kind of playing in this more passive style. We'll see Chrissy just kind of move back to the jungle a little bit, letting Rior grab a little bit of the farm in the bottom lane, while the Sniper just continues his onslaught, pushing into this tier 2 tower.
He's applying a lot of pressure there, although when he's alone, Rubik can probably just hold it off on his own, but top lane, look at it, 4 heroes are gathering. Can they actually catch it? Plasma Field is there on Ninja Boogie. Don't think they have any stuns to get close, but is this just to go for the tower?
I guess so. They didn't really care too much about actually killing him. They just wanted to scare Ninja Boogie away. And they are focusing on the tower. We don't have level 6 on the Shadow Shaman. In fact, it would be really impressive if he was level 6, but he's only level 2, so this tower nowhere near the getting taken down. And This is kind of weird. It will force some of the Rave members to kind of come to the top lane. If they really want, I guess, pick a fight. It's still, a lot of the big abilities from II are not online yet. The supports, they still need their levels.
Yeah, it's actually, and with the rotating around, it's gonna be even weirder. I mean, Shadow Shaman is level 2, only 7.5 minutes in, Ancient Apparition level 3 as well. They have to start either just getting some kills faster. I mean, they don't even have any proper, like, stack clear, so they can't catch up with that. And I have no idea why they even were as a 4-man unit on the top lane when they knew they don't have anybody to just get the jump and stun or slows. No push to speak of, really, without the Mass Serpent Ward, so... To me, at least, it felt like uncoordinated movements and kind of a waste of time.
Yeah, it did feel, I guess, a little bit awkward, in a sense. But for the time being, we'll see this support smoke to the bottom lane. Maybe they can try grabbing up this Rubik, who's already up to level 5, and really just wants to get that level 6, so he has Spell Steal available, but uh-oh. Puck coming in, activating the haste room, but locked in place thanks to the shackles, and oh! Very nice juke! The phase shift is able to dodge the sniper's ultimate, but unfortunately not the other DPS coming in, and it will be a kill onto the Puck.
Yeah, a really important one as well, and I mean, Puck, he went for the haste room with the illusory orb. Little did he know that the Shadow Shaman is coming in. Well, it was a really long range shackles though, and what got stolen is the assassinate.
Ooh, nice. Okay, that's a pretty sick spell to steal if I had to think of one. So I would be pretty happy if I was this Rubik. Maybe if they can get a stun from Leshrac, the combo it up. I mean, Sniper doesn't exactly have the most health to his name. He's only at
Top
720 health right
under
now.
siege,
I guess
gets the last right click. Natural order, just getting the extra damage and movement speed from the Astral Spirit when it comes back to you. That is a kill that, in theory, definitely should not happen, but Nature's Prophet's TP was on cooldown. And actually, he does have a Hand of Midas at least, but then again, he died while it was off cooldown.
And meanwhile, bottom lane will have Sniper. He's getting lifted, and there's too much spell damage. He gets blown up, essentially. Rubik also stealing the Shrapnel ability, so deciding to switch out Assassinate for that ability. I guess it helps out his, I guess, anti-push or pushing somewhat, and he's trading off the, I guess, the direct physical DPS he can do.
Just look at the range of the Shrapnel.
Physical DPS.
I mean, the Shrapnel range where you can cast it.
It's insane, man.
It's, what? What is that 6 spell? But mid lane, the Dream Coil comes onto Ysera. Breath of Nature does bounce around to Telekinesis is there, Splitter. Not really even necessary. They get another kill, so Rave struggling out a little bit to begin with, but well, they even get one more. Urn ticks down the Ancient Apparition.
Yeah, the Rubik has actually been doing insane work in these team fights, helping out so much. And with the 3 members dead, maybe we'll see Rave try to give a little poke at this mid-tier 1 tower. They do have decent pushing power, but the Leshrac lacking a lot of mana to really do much at this point. And we don't have too many trees out on the board, so we probably won't see that happen. But this definitely has allowed Jo to kind of recover a little bit from not the best early game. That being said, looking at the net worth of a lot of these heroes, II still in a pretty solid position.
Oh, not for long, maybe choose Searing Cheese
Top
connect.
lane, they're gonna have a go. Oh, this is terrible, but no, the sheep comes in, helping out a little bit. Isn't enough though. Urn will go onto the Sniper. Ninja Boogie finishes him off with the Remnant, and they'll move in to also get the Shadow Shaman. It's a 2-4-0 trade, and yeah, it's already 3-7. Rave are playing much better than in game number 1. They definitely have turned things around, I feel, at this point, and are looking much more confident and composed in match number 2.
Yeah, it's going pretty well. They've just been able to acquire pickoffs, whereas Insidious, they really haven't done too much of anything apart from what they had at the start. I mean, yes, mid lane Ysera can still always be active and just annoying against the Puck with the static link. But Puck just holding his own. Ninja Boogie, of course, up to level 9 already. So Remnants TPing out home. Has a Remnant to come back to, but they will lose the tier 1 tower for it. But looking at the graphs, it has been almost a 3000 swing, as the gold graph is in favor of Rave by around a 1k lead. XP though, 3,500, which actually is a little bit more important early on. Oh, they get the deny on the tower as well.
Oh, very well played. Yeah, I mean, just looking at Insidious's lineup, they still don't have the level 6 abilities on the Shadow Shaman and the Ancient Apparition. They're a team that wants the team fight early and fast, but they just need those extra few levels. And, you know, maybe if they get a quick pick off here or there, it could quickly solve that. They've already essentially, you know, gone into full-on 5-man mode. And I would like to see them with those few extra levels on their supports. And that could really be the difference between them winning and losing some of these team fights at this stage in the game.
Yeah, it's actually really rarely you see both supports struggling as hard as the idols are at the moment. And the two support heroes they have are actually one of the kind of not greediest but level dependent support heroes. Just the level 6 makes such a huge difference. As Warrior, is he gonna never mind? Assassinate actually cancelled by the sniper himself.
Meanwhile, during all of the action at the mid lane, we did see Chrissy, along with a bit of help from Cast, take out that bottom tier 1 tower, so the Nature's Prophet will continue to push. He's almost has his mechanism finished up, and also the Hand of Midas really doing work for him, so Nature's Prophet getting a good amount of farm throughout this game. We'll see if Rave can actually defend their tier 1 tower at the mid lane. It's down to 200 health. We'll see the Shrapnel come out. And this tower, at most, they're going to get a deny, and indeed, the Ember Spirit will secure it.
That's actually the secondary deny. The top tier 1 also got denied. So it's good for Rave. Yes, I mean, in theory, you never want to lose your towers, but at least when you do, if you get the deny, you feel so much better, and it must be just a tiny bit frustrating for Insidious idols as well. But after this tower went down, 2 mechs got picked up simultaneously, one for Ysera's Razor, the other for Chris's Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and these supports still aren't level 6 on II's side. Nature's Ancient Apparition has finally hit level 5, but I'm feeling like these guys just need to go find some experience somewhere and make that one of their utmost priorities, because until they hit their level 6s, I can't see them winning any team fights. Things will change when they get those the Mass Serpent Wards as well as a good Ice Blast online, but I mean, look at Rave, man. They're looking pretty darn solid at this point, and they are ready to tango if they so desire. The smoke has been used on the supports in addition to Puck, and we'll see where they head to with this smoke.
Yeah, Cheo has a blink and a haste rune, so he should be able to just switch in and out of the fight pretty damn well, if you ask me. And oh, Shagasaurus, he's gonna run into it.
Uh-oh, this could be very bad for the Elder Titan. The Dream Coil will be used, and he tries to get something off. The Earth Split actually connects on 2, but still, it's a 2-for-0 trade. The tier 1 tower at the top's being assaulted by this Nature's Prophet with an army of treants. Everyone else is joining in, well, I guess just Jo for the time being. And this will be the final, I guess the second tier 1 tower that Rave will secure.
I mean, they're just picking up so many kills, and now getting towers on top of that. Nature's Prophet, of course, helping out there as well. With the mech, they can even team fight properly. May not be the best idea, but then again, Ancient Apparition still not level 6 yet, 15 minutes in, and the longer it takes, the less effectiveness it will have, the more tank items, utility items, what have you, Rave will have. So, I think it's just the early support rotations and them not prioritizing the levels might just completely will come to bite them back in the ass, but Razor, he just went for a plasma field exchange in mid lane with the Rubik.
I wasn't really able to get an actual kill throughout that. But beyond that, we may... Let's see if we have another smoke. Not coming online just yet. But there was a few pings from some of the supports that potentially do that from Rave's end. Yeah, it's 9-3 at 16 minutes into the match. Rave still with a pretty solid advantage, but the game, it's definitely a change in pace of action compared to the last few games we've seen from Rave, where it was just back and forth fighting everywhere. This game feels a little bit more about positioning, just trying to take objectives and not go, full YOLO.
Yeah, it's... Well, at the moment, though, at least, I mean, network-wise, both the Sniper and the Razor, they are doing well enough. Almost on par with the Nature's Prophet and the Ember Spirit. But what do you think the sniper is gonna go for with his next item? Well, I guess he just answers my question. A Maelstrom it is.
That would be my, I guess, first pickup for this hero. A Mask of Madness, not unheard of on the hero as well, and could even be a kind of a good pickup, the combined with the Maelstrom. And, I mean, 100 last hits 17 minutes into the game is nothing to scoff at, despite being 1-2. Sniper still has some pretty solid farm, and with the Ring of Aquila as well as the drums, he has been able to at least, you know, get a little bit extra survivability on his end, and can run away as long as there's not too much to kind of slow him down. But there'll be a smoke from II, heading down towards that mid lane, maybe go into Rave's jungle. Ninja Boogie, he could end up being the target there, just barely out of range of having that smoke revealed. This is such a risky spot for Ninja Boogie to be in, but still, he has a remnant a little bit farther back, and he can use that if he sees something weird going on.
Yeah, it's actually funny enough that both teams smoke at the same time into the enemy jungles. Although Chrissy, of course, on the Nature's Prophet, he can always just split push or push out lanes, because with the teleportation can join the fight at the moment's notice. But Ninja Boogie, does he have any remnants left behind? Yes, he does. One is at the tier 2.
Oh, well, still, there's a lot of coming in at him. Oh, way too much. That's just everything from II unloading onto him. The players exchanging some funny words with each other, but this leaves the tier 1 tower at the mid lane kind of open, and there we go. That's that level 6 Shadow Shaman being able to use his swords to put an insane amount of pressure onto the tier 1 tower. We'll see the fortification get used to buy a little bit of time, but let's not forget Jayo's pushing the bottom tier 2 tower. Chrissy a little bit a ways from the tier 2 tower at the top lane, but the distractions are enough, and it is looking like this tower will eventually fall towards the Radiant.
Yeah, we just saw the power here of having that level 6, between the level 6 and the level 5 that is at least. And well, Rave, they are still ahead, about 4,000 gold, probably gonna update into 3,000 or so with this tower going down. XP, still a solid 5k as well. And oh, the Mass Serpent Wards got stolen by the Rubik. Dream Coil was used there as well though, but Mass Serpent Wards will be there for the dire side as well now.
I'm sensing a potential Roshan bait. There's the TP in from Chrissy, so I suppose he's reading my mind. And I mean, if you have the Serpents on your side, and you have the Treants, and the Dire advantage, why not? Go in there, pick up your free token, pass go, collect $200, and, you know, enjoy that bit of extra advantage you'll have in the team fight.
But Ice Blast is flying out. It's gonna hit the majority of the heroes as well. It's getting scary, but they will be fast enough.
It's too late, man.
Jayo. Oh my god, the shrapnel, he goes down.
Oh, they actually get Jayo.
The plasma field, oh my god.
He...
Wow, I'm just baffled
well, I
here.
mean,
there's just
Ancient
no words.
Apparition plus.
I mean, did they have 3 spells
I don't
working
think anyone
there?
was really expecting that to happen.
Yeah, it was like, okay, Ice Blast, you can survive
wasn't
that.
something that was really expected.
Shrapnel,
Okay,
unexpected
Shrapnel,
amount.
we can barely survive both of those. Just a little bit too much. But still, I mean, I would be happy if I was Rave with the trade. They get Roshan, they lose 1 member, they still have the Aegis, so A-okay. Not a huge deal on their end. But still, it kind of feels like the game is starting to even out since the supports have picked up their ultimates from II. But we have not seen them really commit to a big team fight since that has happened.
Well, it does look like the wind got just blown away from their wings, or however the saying goes. Because Rave, they were looking so dominant for some time, but now in Suicidal, they've been getting some small openings of their own. But now, with Necrobook level 1 out, looks like they want to get some push of their own going. Chayo blinks in, but just to clear off the creep wave more than go for a kill. But now...
Yeah, Chrissy heads back to the top lane, gonna...
No.
Sorry, go ahead, Couchor.
Man, I think this Dota has some small delays as well. But, I mean, looking net worth wise, Chrissy is still number 1. Of course, has had the Hand of Midas running for a long time. But still, Sniper and Razor, they're just looking better and better. The Ember Spirit, though, does get his first Battle Fury, so his farm, in theory at least, will start rising as well. But I do believe that they were expecting to be a little bit more ahead by this point in time, judging how it went early on.
Yeah, it felt like they realized the mistake of fighting early on without those ultimates, and after they kind of had a not so stellar team fight, they backed it off and they just focused on playing a little bit more passively, and it has kind of allowed them almost in a way to kind of get back. But we'll have certain wards put down in the middle lane over from Rave. Actually, I suppose that it was almost going to expire, so that's why he put those down. And indeed, the Rubik doesn't have anything left as far as stolen spells go, but they just gave away free gold to the sniper. I'm not so sure about those wards going down into the mid lane, Kalshore.
Yeah, it was really awkward because Sniper, he can just deal with the wards from such a long distance anyway, and Rave didn't feel like they have any follow-up as well, so maybe there's just like, okay guys, we got the kill on Ninja Boogie with the post before, so we just give you some gold in return, I don't know.
Well, a lot of II heading towards the bots or the top lane. Well, we will have a lot of pressure onto this tower. It's already down to 300 health. May end up dying very soon. Nature's Prophet sending out a few treants, but to a bit of a different angle. And this tower will be in deny range as well, so I would expect the sniper to go ahead and deny that. Meanwhile, the tier 2 tower at the bottom lane for II, not in deny range, but down to 500 health, so neither tier 2 tower is looking healthy at all. In fact, there we go, there's the deny from the sniper.
The sniper is actually getting himself a pretty nice amount of farm. If he wants to finish up the Mjolnir, will have it soon enough, has another 2.5k in the bank now. Looking at the graphs again, they are still going steeper in the favor of Rave though. Gold nearing 6,000 at the moment, XP 8,000, and oh, Jo blinks in again aggressively. Nope, nothing happening. But Necro level 3 is finished on Nature's Prophet.
So, I mean, Nature's Prophet, haven't really seen him in any team fights whatsoever since, I guess, like maybe like the 5 or 10 minute mark. He's just continuing to do a little bit of rat, pushing down these lanes, and it's forcing members from II back. I mean, they don't really have too much map control. They'll try to get a stun on mid lane, but, oh, maybe they'll actually get it. Nope, just barely out of the range, but they are at least still able to keep their mid-tier 1 tower alive for the time being.
Well, that's all they need at the moment. As long as somebody else keeps farming up the other lanes, it's perfectly fine to just have 3 heroes defend the mid lane for them. And Rave, although they have the Nature's Prophet, really haven't been able to put too much pressure on the map or spread Insidious either thin. But there is a smoke by 2 supports, and well, Rave, can they make anything happen from this?
This would be an opportunity if they can catch someone out of target. The smoke will be revealed, and well, Snipe goes out and does a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, the supports, they're unable to find the angle to get in. Everybody from II is just playing very conservative, very safe. And I feel like, I mean, they have a very strong team fight lineup when it comes to the late game, man. They are looking darn scary, especially if they get something like a pipe on their team.
Well, at the moment, they are working towards the pipe. Actually, Red Titan is going for one. BKB is there on Razor as well, which will definitely help him just survive as Ember Spirit. I thought, like, is he trying to die anywhere? Because age is going to expire soon enough, but then again, if it expires, you're gonna have the regeneration anyway.
No point in dying unless it's kind of, you're pushing into like a tier 3 tower or something, and it'll really help out your team in that situation. But yeah, I gotta say, man, the game has really slowed down overall compared to the earlier stages. Still 5-9, 25 minutes into the match. Rave, they had a significant advantage in the earlier stages, still have a decent experience and gold advantage, but it's coming to the point where it's really just not mattering as much as it did in the earlier stages.
It's just, the later it goes, it does get harder, like you mentioned, and I mean, at the moment it's hard to tell who even has the better team fights. I still think if an actual team fight is to break out, which we haven't seen, I think, for the entirety of this game, it just will depend heavily on how close Rave can get to the Sniper and just completely disable him. Because Sniper is only sitting at 1k HP after all, so defending him is definitely not going to be an easy job.
It's not going to be easy, but there are people kind of that can be on that front line to help out, whether it be the Elder Titan, the Razor. Elder Titan actually getting lifted up. He's down to half health. Still A-okay for the time being. Very low, will get force-staffed away. Out comes the Apparition ult, and now they're actually turning it around, scaring away Cast. He's down to about half health, but the supports are A-okay.
Yeah, and actually in the meantime, Sniper got picked off bottom lane. Cheo finally on the puck, getting the jump on an actual hero properly. Chrissy helping out there as well. So that was a really worthy kill there, because now on top of this, they will definitely get the tier 1 mid.
Meanwhile, top lane will have Ninja Boogie. He is trying to break. Yes, he will indeed break that chain from Razor. Gonna do a turnaround a little bit. Maybe he can try to go for a kill or something, but I guess the chain's off still. BKB, Ultimate, and Mechanism. I think he was just trying to get him to bait some type of ability, and it's not really happening. Okay, there we go. There's that Ultimate. Ninja Boogie. Oh, everyone else coming in to help him out, and, well, that Razor just overstayed his welcome far too long, and he underestimated the mobility of Rave's composition.
Yeah, that was just perfect bait by Ninja Boogie, going just in and out from that Razor, and Razor was like, yeah, you're alone, you're bluffing. But nope. Bluff was not there, and actually that's his BKB finish now. Ninja Boogie opting to go for the safer route, just get that early BKB, be sure to actually stay alive, not get shackled down or ice blasted to death. Although his damage output, of course, usually I do prefer like 2 damaging items, maybe 2 Battle Furies, Battle Fury, Daedalus before BKB. But I guess being on the safe side can never really hurt too much.
Yeah, I feel like it's good to get maybe like a Chrysalis pickup before the BKB, but this Ember Spirit may actually end up in a position where he's unable to farm the BKB kind of like at least in a decent time after the Chrysalis, so I can understand him doing it, but it's definitely not something that is so common on the Ember Spirit in general. But yeah, definitely a faster and safer route and course of action. Jay has basically just been split pushing the bottom lane, while the Nature's Prophet has been pushing the top lane for God knows how long at this point. It's been a ridiculous amount of time. And just, you know, trying to keep the lanes pushed out, preventing II from really having any map control. And I guess Roshan will be respawning very soon. So, yep, there he is right now, just respawned. And also, Rior getting a good view of that as well. So we could see Rave move into the pit within the next minute or so.
Yeah, and Rubik, come on, go steal yourself another set of Mass Serpent Wards. Speed up the Roche like they did before. Of course, stealing the Mass Serpent Wards, it was probably a one-off fluke by, of course, the Shadow Shaman, casting it as a last spell for a certain period of time. Nice, Roche. They are gathering up with the Diabolic Edict from Leshrac being level 4. Actually, that's a pretty nice amount of extra damage there as well. Can they do it fast enough? They should be able to now. Chrissy joins the fight, pops him in the Necro level 3. No treants created though at the moment.
Yeah, the treants are currently at that mid lane. Looks like Nature's Prophet used them a little bit earlier. They can be used a little bit for scouting, and I mean at this point it's just a little bit too late. Ember Spur picks up the Aegis once again, and well, he will continue farming up. That's a lot of stacks at the bottom, or at the dire jungle, which should lead to a somewhat fast, I guess, Chrysalis at this point. He almost has it.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty good at the moment for Ninja Boogie. I mean, I remember a couple of minutes ago only, Insidious Idol's 2 most farmed heroes and Rave's 2 most farmed heroes, they were neck and neck as far as net worth is concerned, but now Chrissy, he's 3k above the Sniper. Ember Spirit just surpassing him by 1k now as well, or almost 1k at least, so they're just picking up the pace, and it also shows in the graphs. A 12k gold lead, 15,000 XP, it is definitely their game to throw at the moment.
It certainly is. Still, man, it's just like, I'm waiting for the action to come. These teams, I know they can farm for a lot. There's a lot of items they can go for, both on the Sniper, the Razor, Nature's Prophet, Ember Spirit. They all can get really big and beefy, but You know, I want to see some action happening. We'll see Rave move forward. There's a blink forward as well as a sheep on the Elder Titan. 4-step forward as well. They're keeping him alive for the time being, but 2 members caught inside the coil. Hey, Razor activating his ultimate. There's the Serpent wards as well. And already 2 members down, at least the wards activated by the Shaman. We'll see the Aegis get popped onto the Ember Spirit. Coming back in, the Ancient Apparition just narrowly misses him. And overall, it's looking pretty solid for Rave, but they still need to deal with these wards. Razor's ultimate will be online for a little bit longer, doing a lot of damage to Rior. And he activates the BKB as well, and it does seem to be enough just to kind of stall and keep Rave away for a little bit of time. But still, Shadow Shaman's back, Elder Titan's back in 10 seconds. Can they kill this? The ward's up and the tower up in time before everyone's back and available.
They want to go for Razor actually to get the Hex as well, but unfortunately Rubik doesn't get close enough. So they're just gonna have to be satisfied with the tower. And actually, I mean, Ninja Boogie, yes, he popped his BKB, but it did him no good. Eye of the Storm, just doing physical damage, and the Mass Serpent Wars, of course, as well. He just got completely crushed by that. But, well, I guess that's exactly why they put an Aegis on him.
I mean, we'll just let's talk a little bit about that last team fight, Carl Shore. I mean, there was the Aegis available for Rave. They got the jump and killed off 2 supports, and even then, they got the tower, but it didn't feel like a huge victory for them. You know, they were still definitely afraid to push into the tier 3, and it wasn't like a full committal almost from II. So what do you think Rave's going to be feeling another 10 minutes down the road when Sniper picks up like his next big item or two? And Razor's already got his Agnum Scepter. Sniper has 4,000 gold saved up in the bank. I mean, if he goes like for a butterfly or something, he's looking to be quite dangerous in these upcoming team fights.
I mean, he's even now with just having the built-in headshot possibility and a pretty decent amount of attack speed, of course, coming in from the Mjolnir. So, if he gets one huge item and can actually stay in the back lines of the fight, I do expect those fights to be actually going rather well for Insidious Idol. Then again, being at such a deficit, Cheo having the Hex, it just makes or keeps making things harder for the Sniper. And I am afraid he has to go for the defensive decision at some point and just get the BKB. But at the moment, he picks up an ultimate orb, so Eye of Skadi, the Manta style or Lincoln's, what do you think?
Skadi? I'm thinking it's the Manta or Skadi. It's got to be one or the other. I can't really see it being a Lincoln Sphere. There's too many spells that can kind of activate that from Rave's, and if he wants to get a defensive item, it might as well be the BKB, just straight up looking at the spells that he has to fight against. It could be really either one of those. I'd be okay with either. I'll have to see what he wants to get. But so far, still Rave. They've been able to maintain map control for like the last 20 minutes or so. Roshan, it's basically available as soon as it respawns to be taken. Still a little ways away before he comes back online. But I mean, look at kind of the movement from II. They're still in a very, very defensive position, not moving too far out of their base at this point.
You're just playing it safe at the moment for sure, and I guess they can't really go too far out of base anyway. I mean, Puck can just constantly blink in, get the Hex, Dream Coil to follow, Nature's Prophet TPing in there as well. And this is now the secondary Battle Fury finished on the Ember Spirit, so damage increased by quite a lot, and at the moment at least, even has a double damage rune on him.
Yeah, so deciding to not go for the Daedalus before second Battle Fury, I guess it just depends on what you're fighting against. This is going to give him much more cleave, but less ability to just like drop the supports down the half health with a crit from Sleight of Fist, for example.
I'm reading the chat for a second. People threatening to cut their private parts off. But
oh my god, I see that. Jesus, everyone's been talking about DDZ for like the first 2 matches. He's, I guess, the big guy to look out for in the next potential best of 2 series. But until then, we have to finish off this second best of 2 series between II and Rave. 35 minutes into the game, and not a lot of kills on the board from either teams. Rave does have technically an advantage, but it does feel like II, they get a good team fight or two, and they could easily turn this game around, or even just straight up win.
yeah, and if they do, it's gonna be quite a turnaround indeed. I mean, 20k gold behind, nearing 25,000 XP already. And of course, one thing that will always be going in the favor of Rave is just having that Roshan advantage. And I do believe they actually might be waiting for the third Rosh to come up, get the cheese, get the Aegis. And do you think Insidious Idol can just sit by and watch them take it, or should they contest it?
I mean, I don't feel like they'll ever have enough map control to really prevent Rave from taking Roshan. Just all of the lanes are consistently being pushed out thanks to the Puck, as well as the Nature's Prophet. With the second Battle Fury online, Ember Spirit can clear creep waves like it's no tomorrow, and it's just very risky for them to move out. I think their best bet is to just kind of stay tight, defend. If you look at their lineup, I mean, they have a lot of heroes that can really make fighting up high ground just a pain in the butt when you compare, Shrapnel, Assassinate, Razor if he has to activate his ultimate, the Serpent Wards, Ancient Apparition ult, the split from Elder Titan as well as the stun. There's so many abilities that's going to make, actually going up to the high ground a real nightmare for Rave, and I think that's one of the reasons why they've just been focusing on, making sure they have that Aegis, focusing on their farm, and trying to get as big as possible before they really commit to trying to go after those tier 3s in the barracks.
Yeah, I have to agree, the counter push is strong. Just already the Astral Spirit itself plus one spell will at least clear off most of the creep wave. I did see it once before, like Plasma Field into the Astral Spirit. Just absolutely sick. And well, Rave, at least they have the Nature Prophet to try to split push, although it's always risky doing so. And oh, the Radiant Courier died. 3.5k net worth. It was the finished Eye of Skadia.
Oof, that's brutal. Almost 3 minutes without the courier. I don't think that will cause Rave to kind of push up to the high ground, but it definitely does make things a little bit more bleak for Aya at this point. But as long as it respawns, then I guess no harm, no foul. Just a temporary annoyance. Rave already have so much map control and gold at their disposal that I don't feel like that extra bonus is really going to help out too much. But I mean, as I say that, Rubik picks up a Gem of True Sight. He already has a Blink as well as a Force Staff, so a lot of mobility coming out from Rior. And I'm trying to think what other items have they picked up. Nature's Prophet looking pretty hard to kill with both a Muon Lair as well as a Black King Bar. These guys are looking pretty good. I guess it's just up to Ember Spirit to get that third Battle Fury as well as a Daedalus.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if he will go for the third, but Cheo, thank God that he goes into Roche Pit to check it out. It was a rather short respawn, all in all about 9 minutes, a little bit less even. So Rave, I mean, if they want to go for Roche, this would be the perfect opportunity, knowing that the courier is down, there's no way of Skydian and Sniper. So, I mean, definitely the best opportunity I think at the moment. And cheese
still
with Roche.
Nothing that's yeah, the cheese will be nice. Maybe that will allow Rave to actually push up to that high ground. I mean, also look at the ward placement from them as well. They have complete map vision essentially at this point. There's simply nothing that I can do. Everything's still pushed in way too hard. But the real problem for Rave is, can they get the tier 3 towers? Can they actually push up to the high ground? If they can do that, I can see them winning this game. But if they just get smacked down, then already it would look like kind of a very negative situation for them.
Yeah, I'm not too sure actually how well they saw what items on the courier were, or if they know the timing when it's going to respawn, because if they knew, they would know that they have a solid 1 minute opening still before the Eye of Skadi comes out. And actually Ninja Boogie now, with his farm, he gets himself that Daedalus number 1. So without any damage boost, he's already hitting for 360 damage, plus of course getting those crits on top of that, maybe some lucky cleaves. It's looking really scary now. I mean, yes, the sniper can just from the background slowly tickle away at others, but I think Ember Spirit can just do so much more with the Sleight of Fist.
This is where Ember Spirit really starts to hit his stride. You get to the point where with that crit, you can, if you get like one crit off, you basically just destroy an entire line of creeps that are coming at you. Your push and counter push becomes insane at this point. And really, I feel like the only person that will cause him a lot of trouble at this point is that sniper, with just the insane range advantage he has. But if they can somehow lock him down, there's no one that's too scary on II that Ember Spirit really should be concerned about.
Although, if he does get locked or completely slowed down next to the Razor, who has his Aghanim Scepter, Eye of the Storm activated, it might be enough to burn down the Ember Spirit, but then again, he should always at least leave one Remnant to make the escape if necessary. And oh, we see a smoke from Insidious Idol. They want to take the initiative, they don't want to fight or wait for a fight to happen inside their base.
Catching Rave off guard could be crazy enough to work, but they're going to ping over on Chrissy. But I mean, this guy has basically stayed out of harm's way this entire game. I don't see them being able to take him down at this point. Still, a few pings onto him. And do they have the jumps? Do they have the ability? Okay, blink forward, sheep on him. Oh, and he gets caught inside. Oh, it's a ridiculous amount of ultimates, but still, that's the Serpent Warren's Earth Split used to take down the Nature's Prophet, who can buy back. And it makes me wonder if Rave should they buy back and push with the next creep wave?
I mean, to me, I feel like that they should actually, because having those ultimates on cooldown, probably not going to be a better chance. Then again, if he buys back and dies again, and some other significant heroes also go down, it just might mean that Insidious Idol can get another breathing space, maybe even push out to counter Rex. Although, I mean, just look at the lanes. Every single of the 3 lanes are just so far into the Radiant side.
They've been being pushed in just consistently over such a long period of time at this point. I guess Ray feel like they're okay waiting for the Nature's Prophet, but really, they're just keeping the lanes pushed in. They still haven't really tried to attack any of these tier 3 towers. Yeah, there is a lot of counter push from Insidious, and that's pretty much why. But I am still kind of wondering, what exactly do they want to wait for? They grab the Bloodstone on this Leshrac, and looks like the Echo Slam, or Echo Stomp, has been stolen by Rubik, and ooh, there's an item you don't see on Puck every day. He just picked himself up a Refresher Orb.
This is actually pretty huge as well as, oh, Ninja Boogie. Chagasaurus just dropped quarter of an HP, a little bit more. But yes, this Refresher Orb, a huge item pickup. Double Hex, double Dream Coil, of course, to just lock everybody down. It's gonna be especially crucial in just getting to the sniper and making sure he doesn't do much of anything. But at the moment, he just keeps on assassinating from a long distance.
And why not, man? I mean, that's kind of what the hero can do. So, we'll actually see Chrissy coming in straight up from the side. Okay, this could be the big engagement here. BKB's activated, and we'll have the Dream Coil, one be used, and then I guess maybe even a second one as well. And it is on cooldown, so I guess that's the case. Earth Split coming out, manages to hit Chrissy, and they're pushing away Rave. They're doing it. They haven't lost anyone quite yet. Sarah low on health, but still okay for the time being. And the tower did take some damage, but all in all, the Puck ended up dying, and Insidious, they hold.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a misplay from the Puck. He went so eagerly into it. The second Dream Coil, I think, completely whiffed even, maybe. And of course, he just got disabled almost immediately once he went in alone like that into a Shadow Shaman. So, too eager of a play, and of course Rave, they just didn't have enough push to actually make proper use of that space that the Puck tried to create.
I know, it's so ironic because they have a Nature's Prophet, but the counter push is just so strong from the opposition. And we'll see the Black King Bar now picked up by Sniper, so actually taking him down in these teamfights will be hard. 14 armor and 2k health. He's actually, looking pretty solid at this point, and I suppose maybe something like a Butterfly could be a next pickup item from him, and that'll make him extremely hard to actually take out.
Yeah, it's extremely hard already as it is with that PKB acquisition. But man, I just feel like maybe Cast on the Leshrac should have gone for a pipe, for example, instead of the Bloodstone, for them to actually have a creep wave when they're pushing.
Yeah, that's a really good point you bring up. They can't actually get the creeps to the enemy base. Both teams have decent counter push, but I mean, Insidious aren't letting any creeps into attack the tier 3 towers unless it's like some big engagement where a few of them get a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah, and actually now the Aegis just got reclaimed as well. Ember Spirit does have the cheese on him now, but of course cheese does you little good if you do get hit by the Ice Blast, which is still only level 1. Ancient Apparition is level 9, Shadow Shaman just barely level 11. And of course, looking at the graphs, 25k gold lead and a 30k XP lead for Rave. And I cannot believe they are just completely unable to go high ground with this.
I know, it's pretty darn amazing. Jo will blink forward, and he gets the sheep as well onto Sniper before the BKB, but now the BKB is enabled by both him and Chrissy. It's a man bite between the Sniper and this Nature's Prophet, but Sniper actually losing. He's forced back. He'll use his Sniper. Meanwhile, we have a lot of other people dying from both, well, I guess just one end. Nature's Prophet does finally fall, but the supports from Insidious have indeed fallen. Rave backs away. What do they get out of this? The tower down to 224 health. And it seems to be a bit of a crack into Insidious's defenses. They will get the tower from the look of things as well.
Yeah, but Rex are still alive. That's the most important part. But oh, Jo, he goes in aggressively. Sniper gets hexed up by Jo. Hexed up in return by the Shadow Shaman. The Splitter does connect on Kudu Shagasaurus. Can they get the kill?
Chrissy's Black King Bar is off of cooldown. They'll get force staffed away. He's barely alive. Cast low on health as well, and he actually just denies himself before he can get killed off. So now 3 dead on Rave's end. They do get chains onto the Ancient Apparition, but he's still A-okay. Force staffed away quickly. Reor, chain, stunned. Or I guess interrupted for the time being. And this is what I'm talking about, where going up against a Sniper as an Ember Spirit, really hard to deal with. He just simply was not able to get out of there. His unstoppable streak of 900 gold now going towards the Sniper. And Coucher, I think it's safe to say that Insidious, they were patient enough. They defended the tier 3s. Yeah, they lost the tower, but Rave overstayed their welcome, and now they're not looking to be in a commanding position as they were throughout pretty much the entire rest of the game.
Yeah, and actually Nature's Prophet, he went dieback there, really. Of course, 2 buybacks were expended from the Insidious idle side, the Elder Titan as well as the Shadow Shaman, but just definitely worth it if you're asking me. I just want to see how much of a change it gives into the graphs. Well, gold, nothing at all. XP, still a solid 30k lead. I mean, I thought Rave might have lost a little bit more there, but man, they're so far ahead, yet all the racks stand, and I mean, the racks really weren't even dented there.
I remember hearing about some statistics where if teams are like a certain degree ahead of their opponents, they the win rate for them is almost 0%. This could be one of those games where a team is so far ahead in golden experience, but they actually still end up losing. I can totally see Insidious winning this game at this point. The Sniper is just getting out of control. He's picked up a Chrysalis. The Daedalus looks to be the item he will complete shortly, but still smartly saving up for a Black King bar. And now there'll be a smoke from II. They could head to Roshan. He's available. If they actually pick a fight with Rave and win and get Roshan, I think that Rave may not be able to defend on their high ground. Blink forward onto Reor. I don't think he's surviving this one. He's tanky, but not tanky enough. Down goes the support number 1.
I mean, Rubik, he has buyback, but even if Insidious idle, they get the buyback forced out. It's already a minor victory for them and Ysera. He's just so tanky now. Heart of the Rask was just finished before the bottom fight, I do believe. And man, sitting at 3.4k HP with a BKB, he can just easily stand in the front lines. I mean, Ember Spirit, yes, does a pretty nice amount of damage and has 7k gold in the bank, yet unable to pick a huge damaging item up still. And Jo.
Okay. Oh man, blinks away. I'll get hits with the Earth Split. He's so low on health, and he'll actually just straight up end up dying before he can do really anything in this fight. No buyback available from him. And I think it's Roshan time. Insidious, they back away. They say, time to go to the pit. Chrissy will do a little bit of split pushing in the meantime. That could be Rave's saving grace. But with the wards already into the pit, there is... I don't know. I don't see Rave actually being able to team fight against Insidious if they have the Aegis as well as the Cheese. And they're even using this Astral Spirit to do a little bit of scouting. They get an Assassinate onto the Ember Spirit. He's still decently healthy. Actually, he's picked up a Helm of the Dominator as well. So I guess moving into Satanic as the next item throws out a few chains. But still, it's not looking like they can really contest this Roshan.
Right? Insidious has the back off? Oh my god, who's gonna get the Aegis? Who's gonna get the Cheese?
Meanwhile, it looks like the tier 3 barracks are kind of being attacked a little bit. Nature's Prophet has come back to kind of help fight. Roshan will die. Rubik, though, he manages to snatch the Aegis despite it being picked up by the Radiant. Or I guess the kill being picked up by the Radiant, so I guess a small victory for Rave. And, well, they actually may try the chase here, but Ninja Boogie, he needs to activate his BKB or do something. A little bit of damage being stolen from him, up to 56, but still he has a lot available. It's just turning into a crazy fight. Both sides of the map. Ninja Boogie, though, low on health. He may actually end up dying. No! So low on health, he's able to narrowly escape out of that engagement, but it's not going to be so lucky for this Leshrac. He has buyback available with the Bloodstone. 30 seconds on that respawn. Meanwhile, the tier 3 range barracks has fallen. The melee still quite high on health. Chrissy doing his job as kind of just rat Dota. Now we'll have another big engagement, a very nice Stream Coil, and Ninja Boogie doing a ridiculous amount of DPS, taking out all these heroes. 3 dead now. The Sniper's down. Sniper needs the buyback, potentially, if we'll see Rave continue to push into the tier 3, and indeed he does buy back along with the Razor. Couchshore, man, what's going on here? Things are just going absolute crazy.
Indeed, there are just so many buybacks expended by almost everyone who had them and died. And Ember Spirit just getting away with, what was it, like 80 HP. One right click by any of the heroes would have been enough, but then reaching up a little bit, coming back into the fight. And the double Dream Coil by Puck, just keeping them in place, keeping them close enough for the cleave from the Ember Spirit to actually hit as well. Making such a huge difference. And there is a Satanic now on Ninja Boogie. Chrissy going for some damage off his own, has a Demon Edge ready, so Daedalus for the Nature's Prophet. And well, I mean, they've been having a huge lead the entire game almost. And now with those items, just some extra damage, survivability for Ninja Boogie specifically as well. Do they finally have enough to break racks?
Does Ninja Boogie just get rid of the boots and buy another damage item at this point? Are we looking at something like that?
I mean, why the hell not? I don't definitely wants to save for his own buyback if need be. But if they can just get to the sniper again like they did before. But Rex are still standing.
Sniper, man. They've got to get him. I mean, just one, I guess, ranged barracks down. Melee barracks has been taking a good amount of damage. The pressure's still really being put on by Rave at this point. And, I don't know, man. It's just, what do you do if you're Insidious right now? You were looking good, you kind of won a team fight, and then you ended up, yeah, I guess you got the Roshan kill, but gave away the Aegis, and you got a lot of members picked off, and you were forced back, and now you're essentially back to square one where you were 10 minutes ago.
Well, at least, to be honest, their deficit isn't as huge at the moment for Insidious Idol, and looking at the hero levels, actually, there's only one hero that has hit level 25, and that is Ninja Boogie himself on Yember. Isera getting close as well, but a lot has to do now for the Rave with their initiation. If they can just target down the Razor and the Sniper somehow. They don't have buybacks, and with those 2 deaths, it should probably already be enough, but of course, I make it sound way easier than it probably will be.
Well, Rave looks like they really want to commit to taking down this melee barracks at the top lane. And so they're going to do it from the look of things. Yeah, Ninja Boogie man-boating up. He gets some chains onto the Shaman. He'll be forced out away, but the damage has been done. Finally, we're seeing this tier 3 completely destroyed in the top lane. So Rave, I think that's like the biggest victory I've seen from them over the past hours. Not hour, but almost hour of this game. They're finally making some leeway into the enemy.
Oh, we see a fight actually happening. Rubik might go down. Ice Blast is flying. Chrissy, he gets the BKB off before the Ice Blast comes. And Red, oh, he got Hex, just barely got out with a nice 4-staff usage. But I have to point out that the Radiant Courier died again, and this time around it was the Daedalus for Choose Sniper. So man, twice has the Courier been sniped with the Sniper's items.
Again, man. It's absolutely terrible that it keeps happening to Insidious, and okay, here we go. This could be the last big engagement of the game. Shadow Shaman will indeed fall, but they managed to... No, Ninja Boogie! It looks like he was about to die, but was able to barely stay alive. Still, though, he will end up falling. He buys back. Will he actually come back to the team fight? The Sniper has been able to do a ridiculous amount of damage. He comes back. He's so low on health, but then back up. He's able to take down the Nature's Prophet. We have buybacks available for Rave, but it looks like they have been forced away. And the tier 3 tower doesn't even manage to fall despite it being low on health. Ninja Boogie, he's got to be very careful right now. Sniper, though, low on health as well, and he does indeed back away. They get the Razor. Actually, with the buybacks coming, Rave looked to take the victory in this fight, and that looks to be the game. I think that's it.
Yeah, it might be, although Ninja Boogie gets caught. Shoot, does he have enough damage output? The shackles are there. Shrapnel to follow with BKB, another Sleight of Fist. Lightning Storm to slow them down. And Ninja Boogie with that satanic Sleight of Fist just up to full HP once again. Well, such clutch plays.
Okay, well, very clutch plays. Yeah, with the gems on the floor and 2 lanes of barracks going down, it looks like the third one will fall quite shortly. I have to say that the satanic pickup from Ninja Boogie was an incredibly smart item choice. His 6th item was actually the Boots of Travel, but I think this is the final thread for Insidious. They had an amazing stand, but at the end of the day, it looks like Rave was simply able to outmaneuver them and slightly outplay them.
Yeah, they just dominated the map and gave almost no farm to Insidious Idol. Yes, the Sniper and the Razor were getting a decent amount, but I mean, like 25k gold lead, 30k XP just goes to show how starved Insidious Idol actually was. And man, in the last fight, Ninja Boogie, he almost went down. Oh, actually, they're gonna go for the Hex. They're still not giving up on the silence. He's there from the park coming in return, and well, one Sleight of Fist takes care of almost 2 heroes immediately. Oh wow. This game is definitely over, but what I wanted to say is that Ninja Boogie, he almost died. Got out of the Hex or Shackles, I don't know which it was actually. Activated Satanic, got back to full HP, still almost died, got away. Then Sniper almost went down, but came away from the Hex of the Nature's Prophet, got the cheese activation, and man, just lots of back and forth, but ages and cheeses. A little bit too much for Rave in the end.
Ninja Boogie trying the duel of the Sniper, and well, Ninja Boogie ends up dying. And there's the GG. Wow. That was a very climactic ending to a very long and drawn out game. So very impressive that Rave was able to take the victory there. It was looking like Insidious did have a chance to actually pull out a win, but it seemed to be that big turnaround after the Roshan fight. Then when Insidious was kind of running away and Ninja Boogie was chasing them, he got some great Sleight of Fists off. And what an ending to a very, very long and drawn out game, though. Very exciting towards those last phases of the game. Any last thoughts on it, Couchshore?
Not really, just crazy all around, and for a second it looked like Insidious Idol might even stage a comeback, but the lead just a little bit too big for Rave. And well, I guess this is it for this series. We do have one more for the day. It's gonna be Rave versus Arrow in Rave's third 2-game series of the day, of course. We don't know yet how many Arrows players are gonna be there. Supposedly it's gonna be 4 and 1 stand-in, but we will have to see about that in the next game's lobby. And of course, guys, thanks so much for actually watching us, supporting MPGL, supporting the teams, as well as us, of course. And if you liked us, be sure to follow us on this channel, as well as HeflaTV 2 and HeflaMoke, and our social media to know when we're going live, with what games, on what channels. All of the social media is just HeflaTV on Facebook, Twitter, VK. YouTube is HeflaMoke for the VODs, which are uploaded almost immediately after the games. And of course, huge thanks to my co-caster Whiplash. You can definitely follow him on @YeahWhiplash. And
I believe they can find you at Couchshore as well.
yes, they can. @Couchshore it is. So guys, if you liked us, want to leave us some feedback, check us out on Twitter @Couchshore for me, @YeahWhiplash for my co-caster. And just see you in series number 3, Arrow Gaming versus Rave.